Patriots. I'm at Restored Republic via a GC.R update for Friday, October the 6th, compiled by Judy, Byington. Trust the plan. I don't cross my fingers and wish. I fold my hands and pray. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. Satan gains his limited power by creating fear. Heavenly Father's love is the greatest power in the universe. You have the power to extend that love to others. Judy note: Thursday, October 5th was the 6th-year anniversary of when Trump said on October 5th, 2017, "This is the calm before the storm." Do you know what this represents? As he made a Q sign in the air with his finger. The "this" Trump was referring to was Q. 23 days prior, the first Q post. Number 4511 came out, signifying the beginning of the greatest military-civilian intelligence alliance operation the world has ever seen. Thursday, October 5th, Hal Turner, NATO website Upd.ate calls for nuclear war preparation. Thursday, October the 5th, an exposition of the military occupancy and continuity of government. Believe in the man and the plan, or stop wasting your time. Thursday, October 5th, what is a quantum financial system, blockchain? Dive into the groundbreaking evolution of blockchain. Thursday, October 5th, Red Pill Journey, EA, Military and Government, Dumbs, Evergreen, Pentagon, CIA, Biden Administration, Panic in DC, Q-Drops, RV, GC.R banks, QFS, NATO, UN, Soros, Obama, Deep State operations of the cabal. Enjoy the show. Judy note: I've never been so disgusted at the Biden-Obama-Clinton administrations. There's been footage, whistleblower testimony, and other documentation uncovered of U.S. federal government contractors connected to the CIA delivering children to human traffickers. Global currency reset. Tuesday, October 3rd, in the last 24 hours, Tier 4A started preparing and paying Tier 4 groups. On Wednesday, October 4th, Iraq was welcomed to the World Trade Organization with a fully reinstated Iraqi dinar international traded currency. Thursday, October the 5th, Wolverine. Shelton said on this call that the 10 days of darkness and 12 days of disclosures would start after an event. EBS presidential message. On Wednesday, October the 4th. On Thursday, the 6th of October. I got a call. Everything has really begun. Isaac has spoken to someone, and he says it looks like it's going to happen. Hopefully we will get some good news coming through on Friday, October 6th. All the leaders of the Tier 1 platform have been funded, and by the next week all members will be paid, and it will be fast. We're going to receive good news, guys. Things are definitely happening. God bless you all. Wolverine. Thursday, October 5th, Tony said he has a 2-hour window tonight, and then laughed and said he should have said the next 24 hours. Not every country is going at the same time. It's their own choice. Monday is a holiday, so that would be a good time for us to go. Iraqi government salaries were being paid a month in advance, effective Wednesday, October 4th. Thursday, October 5th, Judy note: Intel received last week from a high-up source indicated that Tier 4B may not be notified until Friday, October the 6th, with appointments starting thereafter. Thursday, October the 5th, Bruce. Bondholders, Tier 3, will get notification of liquidity over the weekend. Tier 4B will be notified either Saturday, October 7th, or Monday afternoon, October the 9th, and will begin appointments either Monday, October 9th, or Tuesday, October the 10th. Thursday, October the 5th, Bruce, the big call. Bondholders, Tier 3, will get notification of liquidity over the weekend. Tier 4B will be notified either Saturday, October 7th, or Monday afternoon, October 9th, and will begin appointments either Monday, October 9th, or Tuesday, October 10th. The restitution and recreational allowance was based on bonds on our lives. You will get back your federal taxes paid since the 1940s, interest on mortgages, bank loans, car loans, and credit card interest, along with interest earned. Those 60 and older will be paid in 3 equal monthly payments, starting in the 4th week of October. Those 50 to 60 will get payments over 12 months, and those younger will be paid out over 15 years, but they have to be employed. Social Security will continue to pay out at the same time you normally get it, with amounts significantly higher. It will top out at $5,200 and be paid out for 3 months. After January 1st, those Social Security benefits will be much higher. There is one contract rate for the dinar. As ZIM holders, you can use whatever percentage you want for your project and what you want for yourself. The ZIM is paid out at a 1-to-1 with the US dollar. Tuesday morning, October 3rd, at the redemption centers, representatives from the U.S. Treasury entered the country codes for each nation's currency. A ping came back to assure it was valid. That went on for 12 hours. That made it so the redemption centers could receive currency from each nation for the U.S. note. On Friday, October 6th, the U.S. note will be fully in the system and available in the bank Friday, October 6th or Monday, October 9th. $3,500 in cash currency would be available at your appointment. You can move a certain amount of money in the first 90 days. You need to determine how much that is. We can only set up one account at the redemption center. You will have 30 minutes for your appointment. You will have 3 to 8 minutes for your humanitarian project presentation. You will get a debit card and you will get a $1,000 certificate for a quantum computer. ZIM holders get Q phones. You will sign an NDA. Rumored timeline. Wolverine. Shelton said on his call that the 10 days of darkness and 12 days of disclosures would start after an event. EBS tests presidential message on Wednesday, October 4th. By Tuesday, October 10th, the bulk of redemption appointments and exchanges were expected to be done. On Wednesday, October 11th, another possible EBS date with Biden removal. That would kick off a 4-month military action. The 2nd week of October, the restitution and reparation funds will be given out for seniors over 60 in a lump sum. For ages 50 to 60, they will be paid out over a 12-month period, and ages 30 to 49 paid out over a 15-year period. Bruce. The end of October, Sidney Powell has a date with the Supreme Court to present evidence on 2020 election fraud. And on Wednesday, November 1st, it was the goal to have currency exchanges and ZIM bond redemptions completed. The Rodriguez Trust will administer universal basic income for citizens of all GC.R compliant countries. The amount per individual or family will depend on the status, needs, employment level, and age of the person, family, and will work to encourage people to work if they can. Help supplement other recipes as needed. He said we need to help our friends and family understand that this will happen in the next 3 to 6 months. In November, Social Security will be paid out in much higher payments. Bruce. In January 2024, the Social Security R&R payments start on a monthly basis. Bruce. On January 1st, 2024, the fiat US dollar will be worth nothing. And starting January 1st, 2024, all currencies across the globe will be on par, 1-to-1 with each other. Global financial crisis. The Federal Reserve is technically bankrupt. In 2023, the Fed will post its first annual operating loss of $80 billion since 1915. It will have a negative capital of $38 billion. This loss does not count the $1.3 trillion unrealized loss on its portfolio. Brazil is pushing to reform the World Bank and the IMF. Brazil's G20 presidency is focused on leveraging its influence to drive essential reforms within the IMF and the World Bank. The QFS debit card's 368 code, the secret key to quantum financial superiority. And the dollar is out of control. What will happen in the banks of Iraq on Sunday? And there's a link. Search for dinar. Restored republics. The Wednesday, October 4th EBS broadcast was the first of an expected 6 presidential messages soon to come out. A new 5,000 plus army of Starlink satellites was already in place to take over mainstream media satellites. On this Starlink system, the EAS will broadcast the Global Alliance's takedown of the cabal, showing arrests and tribunals of global elites charged with crimes against humanity. The documentaries have been made in 55 languages and 600 dialects and will be shown on all channels on the planet. The countdown begins: the collapse of the CIA, the return of Trump, and the final blow to global deep state elites. Update: EBS and Ju.dy countdown. Exposing deep state and banking betrayal. QFS revolution. 5D Earth shift. Trump-Obama power play. Petrodollars end in Iraq's White Hat Alliance. Gazette Teller agenda. It starts with the emergency broadcast system. A martial law declaration will follow. Then the Ju.dy announcement. Once disclosures come to light, redemption center appointments will beckon. Everyone will pass through redemption centers, not just those who possess foreign currency. With the initiation of GC.R and NESARA, the mighty dollar will be returned to its rightful owners, the people. This is not mere restitution. It's the collapse of the treacherous deep state cabal central banking system. The dawn of the QFS is here. Gone are the days when crimes against humanity could be committed under the shield of financial transactions. The new system senses foul play and can put an immediate stop to heinous acts ranging from trafficking to money laundering. Banks and credit unions are already armed with the new rainbow currency. Debts are a thing of the past. The money you paid in taxes over the last 30 years returns to you. Social Security retirees will have a considerable surge in funds. As for the youth, the retirement horizon just got closer. Homelessness is eradicated. Everyone from veterans to the mentally ill will have a roof over their heads. Oppressive property taxes on older homes will be no more. The colossal profit-driven industries of pharmaceuticals and medical care are coming to an unprecedented halt. Imagine a world where ailments are extinct and the need for hospitals or urgent care vanishes. Military medbeds controlled by the clandestine military secret space force program are gearing up to be our new healing sanctuaries. The traditional grind of the 5-day work week will soon be a relic of the past. With reduced work hours, humanity can refocus on creativity, humanitarian projects, and rebuilding the values that once bonded us. Maritime and admiralty laws, the hidden shackles that filled jails unjustly, are about to be discarded. An era is coming where crime is non-existent, rendering police forces obsolete. The quantum financial system ensures no single nation can exploit its financial muscle to subjugate others. Instead, a nation's strength will correlate with its gold, silver, and oil reserves, ensuring a more equitable distribution of global power. Moreover, enhanced privacy features in the new system further level the playing field. I'm here at Real Raw News for the latest article from Michael Baxter, White Hats Destroy FEMA's EBS. United States Army Rangers on Wednesday upset FEMA's scheduled emergency broadcast and destroyed the central transmitter, but only after the wicked agency activated an alert that could have exposed patriots to federal harassment. A source in General Eric M. Smith's office told Real Raw News. As reported last month, news that FEMA created a new emergency action system caught White Hats by surprise. They had captured FEMA's Mount Weather stronghold and its EBS in service since 1976. In March 2022, and did not think the agency had the manpower and resources to erect a replacement so swiftly, while the bulk of its leadership were drafting blueprints for smart FEMA camps. Oh, of course they were. We hear about that one in New York, and plotting to terrorize future victims of the upcoming hurricane seasons. FEMA's perfunctory announcement, the deep state habitually telegraphs its intent, prompted the White Hat Council to orchestrate. So there's a White Hat Council. Do they sit around a big table like I wonder if they mimic what the dark hats do. To orchestrate a massive hunt for the EBS's control center and primary tower. The search, which caused missions in progress, required deploying thousands of boots on the ground as U.S. Army Cyber Command and Marine Corps Forces Cyberspace Command diligently monitored deep state chatter from D.C. to California and beyond. In chatter they heard a puzzling blend of incomprehensible babble meant to confound White Hat efforts. Throughout September, FEMA conspicuously mentioned 24 cities in 16 states, while White Hats interpreted the unencrypted prattle as misdirection, red herrings aimed at forcing them to waste valuable time and assets. Nonetheless, General Smith sent troops to 3 alleged locations which held traps, squads of trigger-happy FEMA goons eager to squeeze off a few rounds at valiant Marines. In each case, though, the Marines outsmarted the dim-witted feds, killing 36 in total and taking 5 prisoners. And in one engagement that took place in Roanoke, Virginia, a cowardly federal supervisor, the sole survivor of a blistering firefight, stood amid his bullet-filled comrades, windmilling his arms in the air, shouting, don't shoot, I give up." Boy, that's a quiet little town, Roanoke, Virginia, to have all of that action taking place there. White Hats aggressively interrogated the prisoners, but none, including the supervisor, admitted to knowing the location of the EBS. They didn't know or were taught to resist interrogation. "Waterboarding is effective, so we think they're telling the truth," our source said. Our cyber, he added, even intercepted a message claiming the EBS was in Ukraine, but General Smith dismissed the idea as folly, although the deep state's presence in Zelensky's backyard is undeniable. FEMA has historically limited its operational scope to the United States and its protectorates. In mid-September, federal fifth columnists approached the general's office with the purported whereabouts of the EBS. However, their intel complicated the already exhausting search for each of the 4 fifth columnists, supplied contradictory details, leading White Hats to conclude the diabolical feds were intentionally seeding disinformation within their ranks, possibly to ferret out traitors among them. The locations were the vicinities of Denver, Colorado, Carrington, North Dakota, Marietta, Georgia, and Baker City, Oregon. Having no other concrete or anecdotal leads, General Smith and the White Hat Council posted expeditionary forces from the Marine Corps and 75th Ranger Regiment in each city, while our Cyber and White Hats at Space Force Command scrutinized satellite imagery for signs of recently built structures and cell towers. It was a shot in the dark, since FEMA could easily repurpose existing ones, our source said. Meanwhile, the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment flew surveillance missions over the 4 cities. As the task force indefatigably continued the hunt, our cyber informed General Smith that it could triangulate the transmission source and jam or terminate the signal, but only after FEMA initiated the test. So it had to go off. So our only choice is the worst. FEMA Director Dean Criswell could use that thing to instigate a new civil war, General Smith said. Among the White Hat's greatest fears was FEMA using the EBS to falsify a message from President Trump, or the military encouraging patriots to immediately arm themselves, lock and load, and storm government buildings from coast to coast in response to the Biden regime's declaration of martial law and national disarmament, entrapping them as it had done 2 J6ers. A certain now discredited 5th columnist had told General Smith the EBS would make cell phones explode and cause brain hemorrhages. While acoustic weapons are a reality, we have heard no reports of that happening, our source said. A far more likely scenario is the EBS causing phones to ping back GPS coordinates, install malicious software, that sort of nefarious activity. Contrary to online rumors, it would never cause a zombie apocalypse. Unfortunately, search efforts were futile, so we had to wait and hope for the best. FEMA ZBS sent a screeching signal to millions of phones yesterday at 2:21 Eastern Standard Time, but the chirping lasted only 6 seconds, not the 35 seconds for which FEMA had hoped. So it did go off, regardless of what people say. Everyone's dancing around saying nothing happened. Well, it did go off, but they were able to triangulate, I guess, the location. And our cyber isolated and tracked the source to an electrical power substation 2 miles south of Golden, Colorado, and jammed the transmission. 20 minutes later, 4 Ranger chalks descended on the substation, where FEMA agents masquerading as utility workers came dashing out of a maintenance building and a mobile command center. They ran straight into a hailstorm of gunfire from Rangers who had rappelled to the ground and from the door gunner on an MH-60 Blackhawk. When the smoke cleared, 17 FEMA agents lay dead in their own blood. Rangers entered the building and demolished the transmitter, our source said. FEMA's engineers, he explained, had found a way to convert the substation's complex maze of transformers, relays, conductors, and gridwork into a makeshift antenna that pulsed a 5G signal to nearby cell towers, starting the cycle. We were expecting a fortified bunker or subterranean fortress like at Mount Weather, something that cost tens or hundreds of millions of dollars to make. But nope, they cobbled it together in the open and on the cheap, and that's a problem, because if they did it once, they could do it again, our source said. In closing, he said 2 Rangers sustained minor injuries and are expected to recover. So they also said there was an alternative date of October 11th. So we'll have to keep our eyes out for that. But it looks like they did start the signal. And I'm wondering if there's another location. The intel that Commander Thor is providing me today is that the signal, the auditory part was cut off, but the silent part with all the different damaging frequencies was broadcast, and nobody would realize it. The few symptoms I heard from people were that they were dizzy, they had upset stomach, headaches. So I don't know if they had another location where they were sending these bad frequencies from. It might make sense that they would do that, have 2 locations in case one was maybe a decoy. I don't know. But according to Commander Thor, those bad silent frequencies did go off. The real news for Thursday, October the 5th, 2023. Q is real. White hats are in control. What time did the EVS go off on Wednesday, October 4th? 2 minutes earlier than scheduled at 2:18 Eastern Standard Time, or 14:18. Some devices in the USA received a presidential alert. Others received a national alert. None received the FEMA alert that was expected to emanate dangerous frequencies and attack our phones, TVs, and Wi-Fi technology. As a side note, the emergency alert siren appeared during a White House press briefing. Perfect timing for the White Hats, wouldn't you say? Medbeds, replicators, free energy, stargates, and anti-gravity. The secret technologies will be released to humanity when the time of full disclosure arrives. On Monday, October the 2nd, Maui received 3 EVS alerts at 11:17, 11:45, and 11:56. There is typically 1 on the first Monday of the month, but not 3. The second one recommended 14 days of food and supplies. Thursday, October 5th, Trump endorses Jim Jordan as Speaker of the House. That's from the Gateway Pundit. A corrupt media can lead to war and devastation. Nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. Edward Snowden on Telegram. On October 4th, 2006, Julian Assange created WikiLeaks. Julian is 52 now. He was 38 when WikiLeaks published Collateral Murder and was last free. The video shows the U.S. Army killing a dozen civilians, including 2 Reuters employees on assignment and the rescuers who stopped to help the wounded. Reuters formally attempted to obtain the video, but the Pentagon refused to hand it over. The evidence of what had happened remained on U.S. military servers until intelligence whistleblower Manning sent it to WikiLeaks. Mitt Romney and Nancy Pelosi's sons, Tag Romney and Paul Pelosi Jr., are under criminal investigation for their family's corrupt business dealings with Ukrainian energy companies. They've been implicated in the impeachment inquiry of President Joe Biden. And electric cars are so prone to spontaneously bursting into flames, which are virtually impossible to put out, that a Norwegian shipping company has banned them from its ferries, citing a ship that sank last February after the EVs it was carrying caught fire and couldn't be extinguished. New Benjamin Fulford, Khazarian mafia takedown intensifies despite 45-day U.S. budget truce. Thursday, October 5th, Real Raw News, JAG arrests U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine's economic recovery. And Thursday, October 5th, War and Conflict, Douglas McGregor, the massive offensive of 750,000 Russian troops, a must video.